Hello everybody, how goes it? Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft with RabidSmore! Woo! So what's up guys? How's it going? If you're feeling sick after the intro, it's probably just because you're too excited to watch this episode. It's not because of my awesome camera work. So, anyways guys, my last episode I was just starting to work on our tree village over here. And David had made a great comment about how you can use jungle trees and dark oak trees to build basics for your for larger tree structures here. Since our jungle trees and dark oak trees you can plant in a 2x2 area, and they grow into pretty big trees, which is a great idea. I completely forgot about that. So I wanted to come over here and test those to see how they would look, since I'm not sure how they look as far as the actual color of the logs. And we'll see if they look good as well, because they might be a little too skinny, but I do want to have some smaller trees around here as well. So let's just find a spot here where I can plant these and see what these will look like. So these ones are what, the dark oak? Yep. Let's get some bone meal and plant these up. Yeah, so these ones aren't too bad. The dark oaks give you a good basic tree to build off of, so this will save me a lot of time in building. What do you guys think? They're a bit dark, but that's not bad. And I might be able to actually plant them on top of each other by going up top here, placing some more dirt, and then building another tree. So I'd basically make the same thing too tall. So I might use that one later on for another part of the tree system here. It does look pretty good. So let's go ahead and try out our jungle sapling here. I know that these ones get pretty big. Yeah, it takes a lot of bone meal too. Hopefully it can grow here. I don't think it wants to grow in this spot. Let's see if we can get a spot a little higher up here in the open. Try it right here. Maybe it doesn't like having blocks next to it since it's a pretty big tree. Oh, there we go. That was quick. Alright, so yeah, these ones are huge, which is really good for maybe our center point tree. So what I do like about the jungle trees like these ones is that they give a lot of room for if you want to do like maybe a house up top and a house below, and you could have like a staircase going around it all the way up. So those are pretty cool. I might use that. I don't really know though, since it's almost a little too big, but it's definitely a good maybe center point for our village. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. They are pretty good. And I was kind of afraid that the jungle tree would have that weird greenish yellow look on its logs, but it's actually not too bad either. So yeah, both of those are actually pretty good. And I'll probably end up using at least one of them, maybe both, for our tree village here for our villagers. So I just wanted to get a look at these. Let me know what you guys think as well. But I want to also start working on a ice farm for our world here, because we have a temporary ice farm up there on top of our mountain, but it's made out of cobblestone. It doesn't look that great. It's not really too functional. It only holds like 9 ice blocks in it right now. So I want to get to work on making a new ice cube farm for our world here. So I'm going to go find a spot for that and get some items prepared for that, and then we'll work on that. Alright, so I found a good spot for our ice farm, or where I want to be building it here. You can see our base off in the distance there, and the trees over to the left there where the tree village is. And I tore down our old ice farm already and grabbed a bunch of supplies. So I picked a spot over here where we have plenty of room, and there's snow, and it's not too far from our base. I also didn't want it to be too close to the base because it kind of gets pretty bulky once you have all the ice popping out of the ice farm here. So this area seems like a good spot for it, so I'm going to start building it up top here. Yeah, so there's plenty of room up top here, so let's get this started. I'm going to start by laying out our bottom pistons here, which are going to be the ones that are pushing the ice out. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of this here. I think this is where we're going to start. So start by placing this 5 wide. So I'm going to do a 5 wide ice farm. That's going to be plenty of ice over time. We'll have more than enough ice for any of the projects we want to use. So what I'm doing here is just starting with the pistons that are going to be pushing the ice blocks later on out into our collection area here. So now we'll go back behind these guys, and let me just go ahead and get most of this stuff down on my bar so I don't have to keep swapping stuff out. There we go. So we're going to go back behind these, and actually these need to go up one higher. Put blocks behind these, and we're going to put redstone on top of that. So now when these get powered, it should activate all 5 of these here, so we can actually test that, make ourselves a lever, so we can test to see if that works. Yeah, so that activates all of them, which is kind of weird. I don't know why redstone works like that, how when it's on top of a block like this, it'll activate pistons next to it and below them at a diagonal. Pretty weird, but I guess I can't complain. It lets us do some weird things with redstone, so that part's good to go. And I'll probably have a repeater leading into these guys here, so I'll just set that up now. And now I need to get our pistons that are going to be pushing the ice blocks down in front of these, and the ones that are going to be pushing the ice over as well. So, let's see. If we're pushing the ice over and down, so we're going to need to get these ones up high here. Let's see if that's high enough. Yeah, that would be good, but we won't have any room to push the ice over, so that needs to go one taller here. And since it's getting nighttime here, I'm going to go ahead and sleep it off and get it back to day and then come back here. Alright, so I just need to move these ones up one higher here so that they have plenty of room for the other ones to push the ice out underneath them. So I need to bring that up one. Make sure that these are pointing down, and then we're going to do that 5 wide here. Alright. Alright, cool. Now we just need to get our pistons that are going to be pushing the ice blocks underneath of these ones. So I think actually if I place these above this area, yeah, that actually looks good here. So get these 5 wide as well. So yeah, these will push the ice blocks from in front of these pistons over under these, and then these will go down and then get pushed out this way, which is kind of hard to describe just by saying it like that, but I'll show you guys later on once we actually get some ice made in this thing, how that's going to be working. So I need to get our redstone up and behind these ones as well. Let's get myself up here as well too. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with our redstone here with the weird mechanic of how it activates all of them from behind it. And then these ones, I can't put the redstone right here since that's where our ice is going to be, so I'm going to have to put the redstone on this side actually. And we're going to probably carry the signal around from this one. It's going to have to go 2 around. There we go. Do the same thing over here. Alright. And I want these ones to be delayed, so I want these ones to go first, then these, and then these. So I'm going to have to put a delay here. That should be plenty. And I'm just going to do 2 repeaters here just in case. I don't know if the signal will go all the way back around these going in either direction, so the repeaters will take care of that. So let's actually go ahead and test this system out as well here to make sure that our delay is correct. Let's get our lever back. So now when we activate this, these ones should go first, and then they should go basically right after, but not too soon. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that's plenty of time. So that'll have time to push the ice over and then push it down so that it doesn't get jammed up here. And so we need to get our platform set up for where the actual ice is going to be forming. That's going to be right in front of these pistons here, so there we go. And then we're going to need the spots for where the actual ice is going to be produced. So that's going to have to go around I'm going to have to build that from below here. I don't have much space up top. Yeah, let's go down here. There we go. And I'll go ahead and cover off this side as well, since we don't want the water flowing out everywhere. Cool. Well, that was weird. That was kind of glitchy or lagging. Alright, so let's go up top. I just need to get our water set up here, and I'm going to have to block this off too for now until we actually get ice in the system. That needs to be blocked off so that we don't have water going everywhere. So we can get our water set up here, which I forgot a second bucket. I feel like that's not the first time in this series that I've forgotten the water. I think the other time it was just glitched out though. So let me go grab a bucket of water here. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I need to start carrying 2 buckets of water on me at all times instead of just 1, just so I stop forgetting these. So we just need to set up our infinite water source here so we can pull from it. And just keep placing it along here. What's going on here? There we go. So now the center one should be infinite, right? Yeah. Alright, there we go. Now it's creating the sources, so I can just keep going back and pulling them and bringing them outwards. And this should finish it off here. Yep. Cool. So I want these ones here to be turning to ice, and I want the rest to stay as normal blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and cover those up. And I can't really place light up here because it will melt the ice, but I'm not too concerned about mobs spawning over here since we're pretty far from our base here. So now that we're getting ice forming here, we just need to set up all of our redstone to get it connected. Alright, so I need to get our redstone hooked up to this system now, and I'm going to be using a clock so that it automatically does it every couple minutes or so, since the ice takes a little while to form. And I don't want it to go too quick either, so I'm going to use a longer hopper clock to automatically push the ice out into our ice farm here. So I need to get all of our redstone hooked up here, so we're going to have a signal going in here and up to that one there. So let's see if we can bring both of these down and get them connected. That looks like it should get them connected actually. So this goes into this repeater, and again I'm going to want this bottom one to actually be on an even longer signal than the other two, since these ones need to go last. So I definitely want this one to full, and we'll probably get another repeater here. Set that to about 3, and that should be plenty. And we'll test that once we get our hopper timer system set up. There we go, so those are all connected. And we'll bring this back to a hopper timer system. Oh, that was weird. My game just crashed while I was placing blocks over here. Not sure why. Might be because of the recording or something. So anyways, sorry guys. Let's get back into building our hopper timer system here. So I need to bring this out, and we're going to build a 6x2 platform here. So that's what, 4, 5, 6, and then out one more. Alright, cool. So I know for sure I want our redstone block to be here. And we're going to have our redstone going out. And there we go. You could hear that all worked pretty well. It's pushing all of our blocks out, so we know that it's working. It's pushing ice out here. I can go ahead and break this cobblestone that's coming out, since cobblestone was just there to block until we had ice. So you can see that this is working. And let's go ahead and finish up our hopper timer here. So what we need to do is do a sticky piston and another sticky piston here. We need our comparators coming out from our hoppers that are going to be in the sides here. And we're going to need dust next to these guys and a block here. And then we just need our hoppers, which I also seem to have forgotten. Be right back. Alright, so now we have everything here. And I could have swore I grabbed everything before I came over here. But I guess after you grab like 10 or 11 different items, you kind of just lose track of what you're getting. So we're going to get our hoppers here pointed into each other for our timer system. And I'm going to throw a stack of items in there. So basically our timer is 64 blocks, or however long it takes for 64 blocks to go from one hopper to the other here. which is plenty of time for our ice to form and then get pushed out. And I want to shorten our pulse here because I don't want the pistons to be turned on the whole time while this block is over here, which it is right now. So what I'm going to do is take this signal coming out, put it into redstone, so you can see what I'm talking about. These pistons just stay out, which I don't want, because then it won't be forming ice up top there. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to replace this block here with a piston. You can see it gets activated here, and we're going to put a piece of sand on top of that. So now when these go back, which should be pretty soon here, yep, there we go, the sand drops down, and whenever this gets a signal now, it will actually go through the sand and up into the system here, but it will also power the piston here, which will push the sand up and stop powering it. So even if this block is here powering this whole system, it will only go through like a short tick, kind of like a button does, and that will push our ice down and out. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of this cobblestone here. There you go, you can see the signal went through, down, and pushed the ice out and back in. Pretty cool. So our ice farm is pretty much set up here in our world, and I'll probably come back through and make it a little prettier later on. Not sure what I'll do with it just yet, but I'll probably cover up the redstone, at least for the most part. It actually doesn't look too bad from the front here, but this will produce a ton of ice, and it will keep pushing the ice blocks out and over until, I don't even know, I think it's like 7 or 8 blocks out, so it's going to be a ton of ice later on. So I'll probably come back later on in this episode, or maybe do a cut once we have a ton of ice here, and show you guys just how much this thing can produce. And really, the best part of it is actually breaking the ice, because it's really fulfilling. It just instantly breaks the ice. Oh, that time it didn't seem to push these ones down. Oh, maybe because there's no ice above these, actually. Yeah, because this area here needs 2 blocks of ice to go through. Alright, so that's good to go. Alright, so I've been AFK here for a little while at our ice farm here, letting it gather up some ice so you can see what it looks like once we do get a little bit. There goes some more there. You can see it gets a pretty good amount here. And this is only 1 stack tall so far. I haven't been AFK for too long here. But got to show you guys the best part here of breaking these things, because these things instantly break and it makes the glass breaking noise, so it's really cool. So check this out. It's really awesome. And it'll be even better once we have 2 blocks tall of these going way out here. Then you can sit here and shatter all of those real quick. So anyways, guys, I do think that this kind of took up the whole episode, it seems. They were kind of reaching that point, and I'm sorry if it did take up the whole episode here. Gonna need to sleep soon. But I did want to try out just showing things that I was building here in the world. Usually in this series I end up just cutting and building things off camera and then coming back to show you guys the finished product, but obviously then you don't get to see how it's built, and you might be wondering how it's built. So I wanted to try this out for at least 1 episode here, so let me know what you guys think. I am sorry that it took up pretty much the entire episode, but again, it's just an experiment, so let me know what you guys think of that. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and see you later.